KC from KC Nation. This is part 3 of the Beretta Pico review. I was hoping that this review would include a lighter trigger pull on this weapon, but no one's made that available yet. I don't want my gunsmith to do something custom. This review will not include a lighter trigger pull. Instead, I'm going to wrap up everything I've learned since doing part 1 and part 2. I've got my notes here. Now, you've seen this perhaps in the first 2 videos. These are my semi-autos that I consider concealable, starting with my 9mm Smith & Wesson M&P Shield, the new Glock 42, relatively new, Taurus 738 TCP, 380, both, of course the Glock 42 is a 380, and my Keltec P3 Alpha Tango, P3AT. So here's the Pico. I've got my other camera here. Let's get a close-up. Not that you haven't seen this already. Again, the MSRP on this is around $400, and the barrel length is 2.7 inches. The width is just under 3/4 of an inch, 0.725 inches to be exact. Quite narrow. The height, 4 inches with a flush magazine. The length, 5.1 inches. That's 130 millimeters. And the weight is 11.5 ounces, or 325 grams. I'm going to have my pluses and minuses column here, and we'll just wrap this baby up. Again, we're unloaded. The manufacturing and the parts and materials on this gun is superior to any of my other, the two what I call pocket pistols, the Taurus and the Keltec. It's comparable to the Glock in the stainless steel tough construction. However, it is quite a bit smaller than the Glock. That's why it's called the Pico, and these other two, the Taurus and the Keltec, in the pocket pistol category, whereas the Glock and the Smith I consider concealable but not quite pocket. What I mean by that is this is my back pocket wallet holster. So the Pico slides right in there. I have one also for my Keltec, and they slip right into the back pocket. Bam. Nice. So, what I was hoping for the Pico to do for me is everything that the Keltec and Taurus did, but with far superior construction. It certainly is that. Let's get on with the pluses and minuses. However, there is room for improvement here, both from the manufacturer and aftermarket opportunities. High quality stainless steel slide. All of the magazine, both magazines come included. They are stainless steel. The body or frame is polymer, lightweight, easy to break down. Serial numbers on the assembly. These frames will be available at 20 or 30 bucks, and you can get them in various colors. I'm hoping there'll be some different shapes and grips on it. I'd like my hand to ride up a little higher on the back of the weapon. It is rated for plus P 380 ammo. I ran this Magtech Guardian Gold plus P 85 grain jacketed hollow point through here. I only ran 6 rounds through there, and I did a slow-mo video of that. I'll tack that on to the end of this video so you can see that. I'm not sure what plus P will do for you in this gun. I'd like to see some gel tests on that, but when you look at the slow-mo video, you'll see that a huge flame, but it looks like a flamethrower, comes out of this thing. So I don't know if there's a lot of opportunity for all that extra power behind the bullet to carry it forward. So I'm not sure. Again, as I say, plus it does plus P. It's heavy construction. It'll shoot it. The recoil on this gun is amazing. It's better than my other two pocket pistols, the Taurus and the Keltec. It's 6 rounds. The 2 magazines that come with it are 6 rounds each. Of course, one in the chamber makes it 7. One of the magazines has this lip or pinky portion on it, and I'm not a fan of that. I think if you're gonna extend that down that far, put an extra round in there. So that's not an aftermarket opportunity right there. It's a dual action only pistol. It actually does have a hammer. There's nothing to snag anywhere on this thing. It's in fact, I maybe like it a little less smooth. The slide is so stiff that the serrations on the gun here need to be elevated at the expense of some snaglessness, perhaps. But you really do need something here, especially if you got a sweaty hand, you're nervous. When there's rounds in the magazine, it seems like it's twice as hard. The sights are interchangeable. That's marvelous. You can't do that with either of my other 2 pocket pistols here. But I like the sights that come with it. They're fine. They're not night sights. If you like night sights, I don't really care much. This is a belly gun, as some people call them. I think the sights are fine. Beretta, when I purchased this gun, they said, you know, it was a $400 MSRP. I think I paid $340 or $330 for it, but Beretta said they would ship me a free holster. That was about 3 months ago. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not sure if that's still an option or not, or whether they actually are shipping those. What else can I tell you? All right, I guess we have to get on to what I will call the negatives, or opportunities for improvement. That's probably a better phrase. There are ejection problems with this gun. I hear that Beretta's making adjustments to the gun. I don't know what they're doing, but some of the higher serial numbers, I hear reports are behaving better. Some feed issues with this gun. With my gun right here, I've got feed issues with my personal protection bullets. The regular all ammo feeds fine, shoots and feeds fine, but when I go to my personal protection ammo, I have feed issues, and I'll get to that in a moment. I also have issues with the 2 of my favorite ammos getting jammed in the magazine. The magazine, they'll actually get jammed down inside the magazine, and you know, regardless of whether it's in the weapon or not. I also have issues once it gets jammed. I can't get the magazine out without really finagling. I'll get to that in a minute. I'll demonstrate that. As I said, the slide is stiff, but there's 2 coils in here. Some people are taking the inner coil out, recoil spring. Some folks are taking that inner spring out and finding it improves the reliability and makes the slide rack a little easier. I don't think Beretta would want you doing that. There's 2 springs in there for a reason, I'm sure. That's an opportunity for improvement. I think some aftermarket recoil springs might be in order here. The trigger pull. This particular one right here measures 12.5 pounds. It's averaging 12.5 pounds, 12 to 13 pounds trigger pull. We're clear. It ramps up. It's a stiff trigger, and it must travel full from front to all the way to the back, and then reset is all the way to the front. So I guess there's 2 things about this trigger that I would like to change. The 12.5 I'd like to reduce to under 6. 5.5 would be my preference. And the travel on the trigger and the reset, I'd like that reduced slightly. I don't want that trigger to go all the way to the back, because it's such a small gun that when you're pulling this trigger back to your hand, it feels like you can't, it's hard to get your finger all the way back. and then to reset you got to come all the way out to the front. I realize that's a safety feature of the weapon. Beretta would rather it be that way, but again, this is an aftermarket opportunity. I'd love to see somebody come out with an improved trigger on this gun. And I'd like to see a 7-round mag if we're going to have this pinky extension here. Let's put an extra round in there. The mag release, it requires 2 hands. You have to pull down on this tab here. So if you're holding the gun as you normally would and you're expecting to grab your backup magazine and pop the other one out, pop this one in, you really can't grab this alternate second magazine until you've come up, pull this out, then you can grab your other magazine and pop that in. It just requires two hands and 2 fingers on the other hand to pull that magazine out. It's easy to do once you get your second hand up there, but that's not how I'd like it. Now, Beretta has issued an addendum for this gun, and they tell you how to lube it to avoid some of the feeding and ejection issues. I'll tell you how to get to it here at the end of the video. Alright, so let's do a demo of this feeding issue. Again, I said I have a couple of favorite personal defense rounds I like to use. One is this Lehigh Defense Extreme Penetrator, and the other is Civil Defense Liberty Ammunition. The Lehigh Defense Extreme Penetrator, this is an awesome technology. I'll just start with that. This if you go to Shooting the Bull here on YouTube, you'll see that he did a review of this 380 ammo in clear gel, and it beat out all the others hands down. However, it may not work in your weapon. Check out my video on the test with this ammo. It is amazing technology, but it is a strange looking bullet, and when I put it in the Beretta Pico magazine, if you load it up in there, somewhere down in about the middle of the magazine, the jagged edge on this bullet is going to jam up inside there, and you got to take the magazine apart. Do not use the Lehigh Defense ammo in this gun until such time that Beretta does something about that. I'm not sure that they will, but because it's just one ammo. But the other issue that I'm having is with the Civil Defense Liberty Ammunition. When I pop that in there, we're going live here, okay? This is what happens. You can see, hopefully you can see that the bullet is getting stuck on the ramp. Now here's the second problem associated with that. How do you fix this? Well, ordinarily you'd pop the magazine out, but the magazine won't come out. It just won't come out. So, whoops, see that? It just popped by itself. It's dangerous. The round is in the chamber. Now I can pop the magazine out. Oh, look at that. I can't get the magazine out because the second round is partially out of the top of the magazine. So I just force it out. You can see there it's not all the way back. So I'll push that back, and it'll go back in and come right out. The purpose of having this pocket pistol is for self-defense. Even though it works great with target ammo, I don't care. I'm not practicing how accurate I am with this gun. That's not why I have it anyway. So I want it for self-defense. I want it to work as my backup. Sometimes it's my primary. When I can't carry another concealed weapon, it's my primary. I need it to be reliable. So at this point, I am not using this as my backup weapon. I'm going to run some more rounds, maybe a couple hundred more rounds through it at the range and see if it breaks it in. I need it to be reliable. It's not right now. And no matter how well it works with ball ammo, I need it to work with my favorite ammo. So right now I'm not too happy with that. So the ejection issue, it happens occasionally. I'm not sure if that was shown in my previous video or not. I've had a couple of stovepipes. Right now I'd say until a couple of things happen. One is Beretta does something to this gun that improves its feeding out of this maybe change the magazine, but maybe the tolerances are too tight in the magazine, number one. Do something with this feed ramp so that the ammo doesn't get jammed on it. Now that's Beretta. Aftermarket, I'd like to see an improved or higher performance recoil spring assembly, and more importantly, a trigger kit. These are great opportunities for you guys out there who make these things. The trigger kit, this is going to be a popular gun, and so I think there's great opportunity there to make some money. I'd buy it. And when that happens, there'll be a part 4 Pico review, but I'm suspecting that'll be months, maybe a year down the road. I'm not sure how quickly we're going to see those improvements or aftermarket products. I'll append the slow-mo video for you on the Plus P ammo. And I guess that wraps it up, guys. Subscribe if you like this channel. Hit like. Tell your friends if they're interested in reviewing a Pico to see all 3 of these videos, but this final one especially. And thanks for watching. See you later.